Welcome back, kings and queens, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Hope King, and I'm the designer behind King's Designs MD. Today, I am getting on because I wanted to show you guys something. I had a request from someone who wanted to know how you can add images to your templates. So this is a Dollar Tree notebook cover. I actually scanned this one on my scanner, my printer scanner. And I cleaned up the little holes and using this as my template. So if you have a template, whether you've created it on your own using the rectangle shape and the little holes that I showed you guys how to do, whether you did that or you scanned it, you should be able to do this. But a caveat. So let me just show you first and then I'll explain. So this is the basic cut. You can go up here and make this a print then cut. The issue with that is going to be you will have this little sign over here telling you it's too big. So you can have the print then cut, but you will not be able to do it on this size for Cricut. If you want it for Cricut, you have to size it down. I think it's a 9.25 and a 6.75. And so you see now it's disappeared. So for Cricut, you can do this, so you can make like a mini notebook, but you won't be able to get the larger size notebook on Cricut. But if you click print then cut, it will allow you to edit your image. So you click print then cut here, then go to the square next to it, and you'll see print type, and it says color. You click pattern, and you can choose from any of the images here. Now, all of the images here are images that I uploaded. Well, not all of them, but when you see pictures here, these are images that I uploaded. So I'm just going to pick an image that I may have. Let me go with, I'll just take my son's photo, or high school photo. So this is the image. So this would be the notebook cover, and you can adjust it. You go up, you go to edit pattern, and now you can move it over. Keep clicking it, it'll move left and right, and it can move up and down. So let's just say, let me just click 30 and see where that puts us. And I can also make the image larger. So if I wanted to put it at 100, it's now larger, and then I can move it vertically. I'm just picking numbers, guys, just to see where it's going to put my image. So there you go. You also have to be careful with Cricut because it will, see how it looks here? It might not always pick everything up when you actually go back to your screen. So everything I have here, it should look exactly like that on my main screen. But sometimes Cricut won't do it. So see, it's a little off. So you have to be careful of that with print then cut. But you can do it with a bunch of different images. This is pretty much any image that you upload. This is an avatar that I made a long time ago. Avatar.com, I believe, is what I used. And I can edit my image, scale it down, and see it can be a bunch of little hopes, little avatar hopes for a notebook cover. So those are some of the things you can do, but Cricut's not going to allow you to do it outside of that 6.75 by 9.25. But that's one of the ways that you can do it. And again, you get to do this by going to your upload image And instead of clicking image, you would click your pattern fill. And then whatever image you upload is going to go there. Okay, so I showed you the Cricut way. Now this is my personal favorite way. So I'm in Canva, one of my favorite places to design, probably my favorite place to design. And these are some covers that I designed from images from Etsy. I know one is Mujka, M-U-J-K-A. And she has a lot of cute designs. But you can look for whichever designs you want to have. Now, what I do typically is I design here in Canva. I typically design on the standard sheet of paper size. So it's 8.5 by 11. And I try to size my images down enough because I know I want to send them to my Cricut. And when I send them to my Cricut, for it to be the notebook size that I need, it's going to cut it down to, my battery's going to die, guys. It's going to cut it down to 8 by 10.5. So this is 8.5 by 11. But I know it's going to cut down to 8 by 10.5. So be mindful of that, because if I throw a square in here right now, so I'm going to make this 10.5 by 8. And then I'm just going to move it. Oh, so this one I must have already designed by 8 by 10.5. So let me see if I can find something else to show you. I'm going to go to my home screen of Canva. And I'm going to create a new template. I'm in my home screen. I'm going to click create a design. I like to click custom size. Now you see my 8.5 by 11 here. This is going to look like a standard sheet of paper. So I have some designs that I've already made. I have some designs I already made, but I'm just going to grab one of these. This is Feathers of Style. I'm going to throw Slay on her shirt, just so it looks like something I would really design. Let's throw some dots in the background. And I'm doing that by clicking elements. Sorry if I'm going too fast. This is not really for the purpose of copying this design. It's for the purpose of showing you, if you were to use this design, how your image would actually translate over to, what's the name? Y'all know what I mean. To Cricut. So backwards. This one don't really matter, but I'm trying to keep everything backwards so the dots stay in the back and it's not on her shirt. So you'll be able to see in a little bit, so everything should be behind her now. I also like to group my images whenever possible so that you can move everything in one piece. Now I'm going to scan this down. I have a ton of Canva videos, guys, so if you're new to my channel and I'm going too fast for you, there's plenty for you to see. But so now you see this is an image. This is on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I'm going to go back to my square and I'm going to show you that if I expand this square out to 8 by 10.5, how much will cut off when you design. So you see this little strip, half inch will cut off. So that's important because when you design, you need to know that you're going to be missing this section. That's one thing. And then I'm going to throw something else in here just for the purpose of illustration so you guys can see. So the brown is how much is going to be left when you take it Cricut. Now I'm doing this because you have to keep in mind that your holes are going to go here. So I'm going to change this to like a different color, so hopefully it'll stand out better for you. So you're going to lose that much of your image as well. So if I were to move all these things to the background, so if I move that backwards, you see that's what's going to be left of my notebook. So let's just say I wanted to design her to be bigger or have more things around her. You just got to be mindful of that when you take it over to your Cricut. Now, again, your Cricut is not going to naturally do these things. It's just where you put it on your mat. So when you get ready to put it on your mat, if you put it all the way to your top corner, flush across the top, and all the way to the left side, flush across the left, it should cut all of this white part off for you, and then this is what you would have left. This part will be where your holes will be, and then this will be your design. Now again, I say be mindful, because let's just say I wanted to make her super big on my design for whatever reason. I just want to make her like super duper big. And we know on Canva, I hope we know because I've said it a couple of times, but for my newbies, on Canva, if it's hanging off your page, it's just not going to cut. I mean, it's not going to print out. Canva's just not going to save that. So whatever's in the white will show because it's a part of your page, but anything hanging out past that sheet of paper is not going to show for Canva. But, so you see how her arm is behind the green? When you take that over to Cricut, it's not going to, once you cut it, it's going to cut holes through your design. So you'll actually see it on your design, but it's just going to have holes down it. So if that's not a part of what you want to show up on your design, just be mindful of that. And you see how the dots didn't matter before because she was in line, but now that she is further out of line, you want to make sure the dots are behind her when you're designing. So anything out of the white is going to cut off when you take it to Cricut. Yeah, anything on the white outside of this brown and green is going to cut off. So again, be mindful. I hope this makes sense to people, but this is what I love to do. I design in Canva knowing that my design space is going to eventually be cut down to 8 by 10.5. So if I'm designing on a sheet of paper that's 8.5 by 11, it's going to cut down to 8 by 10.5. So I hope this helps somebody. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. But this is a great way to be able to get a full sheet of paper or a full notebook cover to print, because Cricut Design Space will not allow you to do that. I have heard that Silhouette does allow it. I don't use Silhouette, so I can't speak to that. I don't know. But this is a great way to be able to do it. I print my items through Canva. I laminate my items, and then I put them on Cricut Design Space just using the regular notebook cover template as my cutout. So I take this and I go back to Cricut and I use that regular notebook cover I use this just regular notebook cover as my cutout. So this would be the only thing that will be showing. And I send this to my mat. I will click make it. Not sure why it's saying incompatible now. Oh, my size. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. But I will click make it. And then I will make sure everything's lined up. When I put mine on my mat, I line it all the way up to the top and all the way down. And so then it cuts off everything. Now be mindful again that if you don't leave any space here, if you take it all the way over, it might cut your design down a little bit more than what I showed you earlier. But just play with it. Try it. So I hope